This is the Deron Harris Podcast. Here's your host, Deron Harris.
What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the program, man. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you, man. This is my 200th episode today, and man, I'm really excited about it. When I first started, I didn't think I could do 5 minutes. I didn't think I could sit here and talk to the microphone and nobody else for 5 minutes. I didn't think I could do that, but here I am, 200 episodes later, and I'm just getting warmed up, y'all. So thank you very much for supporting me, because the reason that there are 200 episodes is because people are listening to my podcast, and I really do. I appreciate it, because without you, I wouldn't be podcasting. I wouldn't be sitting here doing this. I wouldn't treat it like I treat it. It's very, very important to me every single week that I get up and find the motivation, not necessarily find the motivation, because I have the motivation to do my podcast. It is something that is very, very important to me. It's part of my what do I want to call it? It is part of my personal therapy. For my own mental health, to help me take care of my own mental health. Believe it or not, you guys that listen to my podcast, you help my mental health, and I want to thank you for that. And with that being said, I want to reach out and I want to check on people and make sure that your mental health is doing good. I mean, I know a lot's going on. We've been seeing a lot what's going on over in Minneapolis, which I'll be talking about that today. I'll also be talking about TikTok and KANYE and a few other things. But I want to, I really want to take this opportunity to kind of let you know about like why I do my podcast and how it helps my mental health, and how I hope that I can encourage other people who are struggling with their mental health to seek help and go out and find somebody to talk to. I mean, it's out there. There is still help that is out there. Okay, so I want to be honest, and I want to start this podcast off by saying clearly that I'm not here just to make you feel good or laugh, or, I'm here to make things make sense to you. A lot of what we're living through right now feels chaotic. We are confused. A lot of it feels personal, and I just want to let you guys know that it's not random. And also, more importantly, that none of this is new. It's not new what we're going through. And I'm not interested in surface conversations or polite lies. I'm interested in the stuff that we're taught to ignore. You know what I mean? That we're taught to normalize or question, especially around race and power and masculinity and who we are, our identity as a country. You know what I'm saying? So I'm tired of it. So some of the things I say might make people feel uncomfortable. It might make you want to turn the podcast off, and I get that. But that is it. I'm not coming from a place of hostility. And it's not hostility. That is friction, and friction is what happens when the truth starts rubbing up against lies. You know what I'm saying? Or lies that we've been protecting. You know what I'm saying? Because we have protected a lot of lies in this country. So I try and challenge that directly in most of my podcasts. So if you're here to argue, you might get tired. I'm just going to say that right off the bat, because I could go for miles. I could do this all fucking day. If you're here to listen, that's fucking great. I appreciate you, and hopefully you'll learn some things. If you're here because you felt crazy, watching the world pretend, not to see what it was going on, then this is the place for you, because I feel that too. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I'm gonna take a quick fast break, and when I come back, we are going to get into the Deron Harris Podcast 200th episode extravaganza.
Now, back to the Deron Harris Podcast. Here's your host, Deron Harris.
Hey, you guys, what's up? Thank you for joining me again. Thank you for sticking around, listening to the shit that I talk. I do appreciate you, man. I mean, I cannot say that enough. I got 200 episodes. I got 200 podcasts that I've done. Now, if you go back to the beginning, you know what I mean, I had to start somewhere, you know, but you know, I hope that I'm making progress. You know, I hope that I'm giving better content, because that was one of the things that I had wanted to do, is give some good content and make sure that I gave people that listen to my podcast good content. You know, that was one of the things that was big, heavy on my list. So hopefully I'm accomplishing that. But you know, it's a, you know, to me, it's a big deal. I mean, I didn't think I could, like I said, I didn't think I could do 5 minutes. I didn't think I could sit and talk to myself for 5 minutes, let alone 30 minutes or an hour, sometimes longer than an hour, depending on the subject. So, you know, I want to thank you all out there for helping me grow in this space. So, and from this space, I've branched out and I've started doing content, like video content on some of the social media platforms, which, you know, it's looking like we're gonna have to fucking find a new social media platform, which leads me into my first topic, which is TikTok and what's going on with TikTok. And man, have you seen the new terms of service? There's a lot of questionable shit in there. You know, they're tracking us. They're using our videos to train their AI. There's so many things that they're doing now on TikTok. They can take your fucking video now. They can shut your fucking profile down. I mean, it's crazy what happened. Now, if in case you missed it, TikTok recently, which if you're on TikTok, then everybody knows. But if you're not on TikTok and you're kind of interested in it, TikTok just got bought. And it got bought by a group that is backed by the Ellisons, and I think it's either Larry or David. I'm not really sure. Well, they own CBS also, but the Ellisons, from my research, they're part of the fucking empire. You know what I mean? They are part of what is happening to our country. They are in support of many things that are happening to our country, and this is one of the tools that is used, because TikTok has massive influence, and that was the main problem with it being a Chinese company. It has massive influence here in this country. It really does. I mean, and it came out of nowhere. It was like blam. It hit it hit this place like a fucking meteorite, and here we are several years later, and people can't really live without their fucking TikToks. You know what I'm saying? And there's all kinds of crazy shit on TikTok. You see crazy shit on TikTok. You know, and I guess it does better than Instagram. Instagram does fine, but you know what I mean, it does better than Instagram. I mean, I'm on both platforms, and I had a viral video on Instagram, and I didn't see any revenue from it, but I got monetized. And after I got monetized, my account really, because of the video, blew up with so many fake accounts. So there's really not a lot of engagement, real engagement, because it's a lot of fucking bots and trolls and shit like that. So I had to change, what type of content I did. So now I do, long form talking head content. That's what I do. And I do that on TikTok. And I've posted a couple to in my Instagram, but they don't do so well. I have 43,000 followers on Instagram. I post a video and it gets 15 likes. I post the same video on TikTok and it will get, 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 800 likes, 1,000. One video I have 4,000 likes on, and it's consistent. And the people because of the content that I do, I get more genuine engagement. So that was very important to me as a person looking for a social media platform to do my content on, that was gonna do my content right. But now, since this has happened, there's a lot of new tracking features. They know where we are at all times. They can take your fucking content. Listen to this. They can take your motherfucking content and circulate it and distribute it wherever they want, show it, train their AI, and you don't get paid for that. Even if they make money from it. So that's another stipulation, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of things to look at when you're looking at the terms of service with TikTok. And as a result of this, a lot of people have left TikTok, are leaving TikTok in droves, because it's starting to feel like we are being observed, like we are being persuaded, like we are being programmed. You know, there's more algorithmic interference. You know, that's what people are looking for, platforms that the algorithms don't fucking try to stop you from being who the fuck you are. You know what I'm saying? From saying the things that, you know, we are supposedly be able to say in our country because of freedom of speech. You know, and freedom of speech, freedom of speech is really tricky, because, you know, people fight for freedom of speech. They do a lot, you know what I mean? And freedom of speech is a good thing, but a lot of people want freedom of hate speech, and freedom of consequences is really what they're looking for. So, you know, with freedom of speech and being able to put certain things, now I can understand not putting something hateful up, or, you know, or derogatory towards other races. I can understand that, but simple words, you know, because people don't want to be like I've seen a couple creators, you can't even say the word Epstein. You can't say the word Epstein on TikTok now because of what's happened. And what happens is your videos get less engagement. The algorithm picks it up, gets less engagement, and if not deleted, or you get banned also. It's a lot of crazy shit. It's getting to be where we cannot say what we need to say in the country where we're supposed to be able to say what we want, how we feel. We can't critique the government. It's getting to the point where you can't speak out against the government. Do you feel that? You know, is it hitting you yet? I mean, people still are, but it's also people that are speaking up and speaking out against the government. They're being punished. You know, these people are being punished. Their careers are being threatened. You know, there's all kinds of things that are being threatened if people don't conform to the will of this administration. That's just the way that things are evolving or moving towards that direction. So, you know, I just want to let everybody know that, you know what I mean, like, while we sit up here and we doing silly TikTok dances, the world is fucking moving. You know what I'm saying? And these Ellison motherfuckers, you know, get familiar with them. David and Larry Ellison. You know what I'm saying? David and Larry Ellison. Now, I'll say their fucking names. This is my fucking podcast. I say what the fuck I want. But on TikTok, I can't necessarily do that. I can't critique them. I can't say that this is a problem. Otherwise, I run the risk of, you know, being curtailed. Definitely being tracked. Added to a category of people who are in opposition of what's going on, so that I can be added to a database. You know what I'm saying? That shit right there, that's not right. But this is what the fuck people voted for. You know what I mean? That's a lot of motherfuckers. You know, a lot of motherfuckers fucking voted for this shit. A lot of fucking people. But they didn't know. They didn't know. And now what we were seeing across the country is people who are remorseful. You know what I mean? But at the same time, we're seeing people who are still gun-ho and in favor, and, you know, that's what the fuck these people get, and all kinds of shit, man. A lot of fucking shit is going on in this world. And it's being orchestrated by a few powerful people that are supposedly, or, I mean, I'm not saying that they need to be touched, but, you know, they feel that they are untouchable. You know, they feel that they are above whatever law. As long as I'm in good with these people, they better hope this fucking whole shit takes. They better hope this shit stays. Because if it doesn't, like I said, I mean, I've been saying, a lot of motherfuckers is going to jail, like hard jail. And they should. I mean, they really should. Based on what is happening here in our country in the name of patriotism. You know, and some people, you know, I'm like today, like I said, I'm gonna be talking about fascism a little bit later on, but you know, because some people honestly think that they know what the fuck it is, and I had an argument with a friend of mine, you know, that led to me blocking this motherfucker for a little while because honestly, he just wants to be right about everything. He says that I'm right about everything, but I try and do as much research about it while this motherfucker just, you know, he talks right out of his asshole. So I'll be talking about that, but you know, I'm feeling, you know, based on what the fuck is going on in our country, based on what the fuck is going on right now, it's feeling like we're leaning in that direction. You know what I'm saying? Especially like, you know, what happened what's still happening in Minnesota. And a lot of things are happening all over the country as a direct result as to what is happening in Minnesota. I mean, there's lots of protests. People don't want to fucking go to work. People are getting fucking tired. You know, but we have to maintain, you know, and this is this is just my opinion. I don't want to see things escalate into violence because that gives that if it does, then it's over. They win. You know what I'm saying? Because from there, they can impose whatever quote unquote law and order tactics they want in order to curtail and suppress us. And they can keep that going indefinitely. And then what are we going to do? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you know, if this shit jumps off the way that, you know, that if it gets violent, it's going to go that direction. And shout out to everybody who has maintained and kept the peace in the face of adversity because it is out here. It is getting us. It is on top of us. Adversity is coming at us from every fucking direction. And right now we're weathering it, you know, pretty good. But people are getting weary because the tactics are getting more extreme. You know, Alex Preddy, man, they shot this man in the back. They shot him in the back, man, because he was in opposition of them. Same thing with Renee Good. And then what do? They immediately try and demonize these people. Okay? They immediately try and demonize these people. Well, he shouldn't have had a gun at a fucking protest. What about Kyle motherfucking Rittenhouse? That motherfucker killed 2 people. Because he was a fucking bitch. First of all, he's 17 years old out there with a fucking gun that he didn't fucking purchase himself. But see all of the fucking concessions that they make? See all of the fucking, the leeway that they get? They get these motherfuckers so much rope. So much rope. It doesn't matter how wrong it is, even up to taking life. So what Kyle Rittenhouse did was totally justifiable, but what this man did wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Kyle Rittenhouse killed 2 people and is a national hero. Alex Preddy killed no one and is labeled a domestic terrorist. What kind of shit, what kind of backwards shit is that? That's backwards as fuck, y'all. And if you don't think so, then maybe it's you who's the fucking problem. I mean, for real. That is crazy to me. The fact that a 17-year-old, I mean, they can just walk around however they feel. Now, if it was because he did it at a Black Lives Matter protest. It was a Black Lives Matter protest. This motherfucker showed up to say he was going to I'm protecting the car dealership. Get the fuck out of here, man. The fuck out of here. Who's hiring a 17-year-old to fucking protect anything? The fuck out of here. See how they make up so much bullshit in order to justify their bullshit. You feel me? It's all bullshit. They shot that man in cold blood. They shot that woman in cold blood. Shot her 3 times, man. And the biggest problem with that I have is no accountability. Oh, administrative leave. The guys who's administrative leave. That's some dumb shit. They'll get reassigned, put someplace else. But meanwhile, they got motherfucking blood on their hands. Stupid. Stupid. And we allow this shit. And we allow it to happen. We just letting it happen. You know what I'm saying? And it was getting ready to be some sort of government shutdown. And apparently There's been some sort of agreement reached on, the immigration tactics in Minneapolis, but we're still seeing it. We're still seeing it. And we're going to continue to see it across our country. Because make no mistake about it, okay? Let's just get this out in the fucking open. And I'm saying this about everybody. There are motherfuckers that are working overtime for every worst case scenario. What if they say this, then we got to do this? What if they have a tactic to rebut anything? So if they come up with something, that is, or even if they fuck something up, they fuck some shit up, and then all of a sudden they have a team of people working on what to say next. What to tell these people next, and what they're doing. I mean, Kristi Noem did it, and what's his name, the fucking ICE dude, I guess he was reassigned someplace else. They both got reassigned. You know what I'm saying? Because they're fucking up. And I'll tell you why they both got reassigned. Because their tactics are fucking up their chances of maintaining their power. So they got to sideline them. They got to cut it down. But make no mistake about it. It is a tactic. It is a fucking bamboozle, because that's what they've done. It took them 50 years to bamboozle everybody into Project 2025. 50 years they built that bitch. 50 years. That's the fucking long game like a motherfucker. There's motherfuckers who are dead. There's motherfuckers who started working on that fucking shit who are dead now. But the ideology didn't die with them. It stayed strong, and somebody's fanning the flames and stoking the fucking fire. And that's what's going on here. But so many people have been corrupted. Corrupted is a good word, but it's not really the word I want to use. They've been taken advantage of. They've been manipulated. You've been manipulated, and a lot of them don't get it twisted. Some of these people got manipulated on purpose. They wanted to be manipulated by this. They wanted to, and what I mean by that, they wanted to be manipulated by this because this is something that they've always felt. They've always wanted to say. As they sit from a perch. They sit from a perch where they don't have this real world experience. All they have is hearsay. They have hearsay and fucking fake media telling them bullshit about people that they've never fucking met. So they form all these biases in their head about people that they've never met, a culture that they've never even experienced. And they walk out into the fucking world and they regurgitate it to their fucking friends over and over again. And that's where we are. That's how we got what we got. And they control the media. They control all of the media now, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you say. They have the loudest voice in the room. And if you repeat something enough times, eventually it starts to sound like the truth. And that's what's happening. These people are domestic terrorists, domestic terrorism. They keep repeating these things in order to get you to believe these things. You have to resist. You got to start using your fucking brains again. That's the problem. A lot of you got lazy and decided that you didn't want to use your fucking brains anymore, that you wanted to you want the government to do it now. You want these people to do it. You don't use your brains at all. You don't use your fucking brains at all. All you motherfuckers walking around here, these fucking red hats, a lot of you motherfuckers don't use your brains at all. You let them use it for you. You don't even think for your fucking selves. You let them think for you. You watch far right-wing TV because you align with that. Because they have manipulated you into aligning you with that. They have frightened you. They have scared you so much about minorities, black people, fucking immigrants. So many things. They're stealing your opportunities, all kinds of things. They're blowing smoke right up your ass. But you know what though? You holding the cheeks open. You holding both your cheeks open while they blow all that smoke right up your fucking ass. And you accept it. And you go out and you regurgitate it. And yeah, fucking white genocide, man. We got to fucking stand up. We're being eradicated. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Now, back to the Deron Harris Podcast. Take it, D.
So, you got Nicki Minaj selling out for this bullshit. Just so she got her residency. She paid the money and got her little residency. That's what it is. People selling out, man. People just doing some sellout shit. And that's okay. You know what I mean? And that's that. But that bitch has stabbed her whole career right in the fucking chest. You know what I'm saying? And that is okay. It is so fucking funny to watch motherfuckers jump ship. You know what I'm saying? Because they think that they're on the right side. That the side that fights for equality and justice and the little person is on. Because make no mistake about it, she has become a straight up elitist. She was nothing. She was nobody. She was a rapper. She was good. Then she got famous, super famous, real rich, and got arrogant, really arrogant, super arrogant. And she turned into a fucking bitch. And fuck that. I'm really fuck that. Now, can she rap? Yeah. Does she have good music? Absolutely. Will I listen to it again? Never. Not another word. And I won't. Because that bitch don't give a fuck about me or her fucking community. Simple as that. All she cares about is her status. Now, on the other hand, Cardi B, right? I like Cardi B. Now, do people write her raps? Probably. Can she rap really good? She raps the raps that either people wrote for her or whatever. She does that well. You know what I'm saying? Is she the greatest female rapper? Probably not. But will I listen to her music? Absolutely, every day of the week. What do I think about Cardi B? Cardi B, she likes being rich, but she understands that she was a ghetto, broke, poor bitch at one time. She understands that. And she does not let that go. She doesn't let it go. As a matter of fact, Cardi B holds it. She embraces it. She understands it. She doesn't try to wiggle from underneath it. She knows who she is. She knows what her fucking culture is. And most importantly, she has remembered where the fuck she came from. So every day, I will listen to fucking Cardi B. Just like I will listen to motherfucking Canelo Malo every motherfucking day. That's my man. I don't speak a lick of Spanish. A little bit. I understand some Spanish. My wife is Puerto Rican. I've said that many times. My wife is just on some she's a Bears fan, so she a little upset that our team, but they did really good. Let me not shit on the Bears. I'm not gonna shit on the Bears. The Bears did their thing this season. I really hope they come back stronger next season. I do. Being from New York, I'm a Giants fan, but you know what though? We need to get our shit together. But right now, I could root for my baby's team, and not for nothing. Shout out to the Chicago Bears because they did the damn thing, man. I'm gonna tell you what, man, and that game. Listen, I'm gonna tell you what they lost, and this is off subject, off podcast. They lost that game because of the defense. The defensive line fucked it up for them. They need a stronger defense. If they could get a stronger defense, they'll be all right because they quarterback solid. So, but back on track. Bad Bunny is about to do the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? And people feel some type of fucking way about it. Still calling for motherfuckers to not have bad. It's a week away, y'all. But they did manage to get the the white acts. Some white acts will be opening, but I don't think. Let's put it like this: be careful what the fuck you wish for, because they got Green Day. All right, the NFL went and got Green Day, and if you're unfamiliar, Green Day is like fuck these motherfuckers here. Fuck this shit. Fuck this fascist bullshit. That's them, not me. While, you might want your all-American halftime show, unfortunately, you're going to get an American. You're definitely getting an American. And his name is Bad Bunny. Okay? So he is an American. Straight off. So you're going to get your American Super Bowl. Okay, your American halftime show. It's just going to be the America that you don't really vibe with, the America that you don't understand, or the America that you choose not to understand. And that's fine. I don't understand, but I'm not going to omit myself from that. I'm not going to cut off my avenues of knowledge and culture building and relationship building even. I mean, I love Bad Bunny. I mean, and one of the reasons I love Bad Bunny is because my wife is Puerto Rican, and every song that he makes her gyrate around the fucking house uncontrollably. Ass everywhere. Love that. Thank you. And I want to say thank you to Bad Bunny for that. I mean, every time I could just put on a little bit, anything. You know what I'm saying? Anything he says, you know, she on some up and on the dance floor. She trying to dance all the time. She'll dance all day long. You know what I'm saying? It's her favorite artist right now. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. You know what I mean? My man got mass appeal. My man got super swag. My man is like, I mean, the music is dope. I mean, I can't front. His show in Puerto Rico that he did, I mean, not only was it a great symbolic gesture, you know, but an act, in my opinion, it was an act of solidarity with his own island and Latin people. I loved it. I thought it was great that he did that. You know what I'm saying? He did for Latin people what I want, you know, I mean, what Kendrick is trying to do for black people. We just got to stop being knuckleheads and get to it. You know what I'm saying? We almost there, but we, you know what I mean, what would send it over the edge is if, you know, Bad Bunny and Kendrick, you know, hopefully, wink, wink, somebody listening, Bad Bunny and Kendrick do a song together. That shit would be hot. I mean, come on, y'all. Somebody. We need somebody. You know, we need more of this type things. And I think, in my personal opinion, there should be more recording artists speaking out. I mean, people who, because they use your music to influence people. Your music, like it or not, influences people. Why you think motherfuckers out here saying fuck the police? Because of NWA. Your music in general influences people. And the more music diversifies itself, in my opinion, the better it sounds. I love when two genres merge and you get a new sound. I love that shit. It just makes it better for music and for culture and for, you know, our environment, you know, the environment where we interact with each other on a daily basis. It just makes it easier to relate to each other. You know what I'm saying? I love it, man. I just love it. I love when I see, you know, artists, you know, all different types of artists doing all different types of music. You know what I'm saying? You got white rappers, but now you got black punk artists. Love it. Love it. You got black metal bands, you know, black emo people. I love it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, shout out to Bad Bunny, man, getting ready to light up the fucking Super Bowl. I can't even wait. You know what I mean? I'm not even worried about the game. You know, I don't even give a fuck about the game. You know what I'm saying? Great. You know, the two teams that's going, congratulations, whatever. But, you know, I'm trying to see Bad Bunny. And now I'm really trying to see Green Day a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I'll watch some Green Day. You know, but I'm really trying to see Bad Bunny. You know what I'm saying? I'm really trying to see what homie says. I'm really trying to see what homie does. Everybody worried about what this man is going to wear. Is he going to wear a fucking dress? You know, oh my God, he's wearing a fucking dress. Oh my God, he's a woman and he's wearing a dress. Meanwhile, fucking Irish motherfuckers wearing fucking skirts and shit all over the fucking place. Not to shit on the Irish. You know, I'm not shitting on Irish people, but y'all do wear fucking skirts. A kilt is a skirt of a sort. Let's just get it the fuck out there. No, I don't care what you dress it up with. I don't care what kind of pattern it is. It is kind of a skirt. You know what I'm saying? Don't play. You know, so y'all tradition, you know, it's tradition to you guys, but for anybody else, you know, somebody that decides they want to wear what they fucking want, that shit is weird. Man, shut the fuck up about people's clothes, okay? I hate that shit. I mean, off the bat, I'm just gonna say, shut the fuck up about people's clothes. Just because you won't wear the shit don't mean I won't wear the shit, okay? I might not like some of the shit you have on. I don't like cowboy hats, cowboy boots, and none of that shit, but I'm not gonna knock you for fucking wearing it. Shut your fucking ass up. Mind your fucking business, really, is what the fuck it is. Mind your fucking business. It doesn't matter what kind of fucking clothes somebody has on. It doesn't matter. They're still a fucking human being. Okay? And that's the problem here. That's one of the problems here. Our empathy and our lack of acceptance has gone way down. Now we all have opinions about how shit should be. That's we have solid, and now motherfuckers is willing to put hands on people behind their opinions. That's stupid. Mind your fucking business. That's all it comes down to, okay? That's really what the fuck it comes down to at the end of the day, is mind your fucking business. I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of people always thinking that they know shit, more shit than they actually fucking know. more shit than they actually fucking know, which I'm going to get to that later. But right now, I'm going to talk about something a little bit more positive, which is Kanye. Speaking of music, Kanye took out a full-page ad in the New York Times to apologize to the Jewish community and his fans and black people for being who he was. He is in therapy, trying to get himself together, and I just got to say, please come on back, brother. Come on back. Come on back. You know what I'm saying? You got people out here, though, you know, like Ben Shapiro and Nick Fuentes and all these fucking idiots, you know, bumping his Heil Hitler song, all of this bullshit. But my thing is, yo, brother, you know, you was off the rocker for a minute to make some Heil Hitler shit. You know what I mean? You was off the rocker, but you know what I mean? Shout out to you for taking out. I mean, you could have did this discreetly. You could have just, you know, put it on your social media, but you took out a full page ad in the New York Times to do that. And you know, that takes a lot. You know what I'm saying? That takes a lot. And I hope that this is the start of a great comeback for Kanye West, because not for nothing, my baby, she a big fan of Kanye's also, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? R. Kelly didn't let Chicago all the way fucking down. You know, now Kanye is crazy, but he a different kind of crazy than R. Kelly. Now, Kanye's crazy is redeemable in my eyes. R. Kelly crazy, I can't really redeem that. You know, you out here, you know, getting down with little kids. I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? But apparently America's just making way for that shit. So who knows? Maybe R. Kelly might get a pardon. Anyway, I'm down with Kanye because, you know, I'm a beat maker. I make beats also, you know, so Kanye has always been an inspiration to me. And regardless of how crazy this dude has ever gotten, you know, his music has always inspired me. You know, he's always made such inspirational music, such you know, music that moves so many types of people all around the world, you know, but you know, after you got famous, you got a lot of money and started getting up his own ass, you know, it started losing its appeal to me because I'm not one to say, you know, it's humility, because that was, you know, being humble was one of those things that we had to do in order to curtail ourselves in front of white people. You know what I'm saying? You need to be humble. That's what that was what that be humble in front of. But you know, so no, you know what I mean? But once he got full of himself, you know, a lot of the appreciation for his fan base and how he got to where his position is went away. Just like, you know, Nicki Minaj, you know, she's in a position now where she doesn't give a fuck about how she got there. She doesn't give a fuck about the people who rode for her when nobody else did. She don't give a fuck about that. You know what I mean? So all she give a fuck about is what she could get. You know what I mean? You know, whose ass can I suck to get the shit that I want? Because I want to continue to stay rich. And now she'll get her career ain't over. You know, she'll be all right because she got a new fan base. You know what I'm saying? But make no mistake about it, you still just one of the monkeys on the totem pole to them. You know, so what else do I want to talk about? What do I want to talk about? Oh yeah. The weather. Y'all all right up north? Because right now we in the south. You know, we are down south right now, and we are in Florida at the moment. You know, we travel, but at the moment we're in Florida. It's warm, but this weekend it is not going to be warm. This weekend it's going to be like 21 degrees someplace. And Florida, what? I thought we was in Florida. I thought we were doing Florida. I didn't know we were pulling a fucking Chicago in Florida for wintertime. But it seems like we're definitely going to be pulling a fucking Canada this fucking weekend. You know, so we're sitting here getting braced for that. But they're bracing for more winter weather in New York, and they're, you know. And New York is a resilient place, and Chicago also is a resilient place. But I mean, shit, how much can you fucking take? You know, and shit is crazy too, man. There's been a lot of people I've been hearing saying that the ice isn't melting. You know, the snow isn't melting. And at first I was like, it's too fucking cold to melt. But people were like, nah, it's supposed to start. It's supposed to melt in the sun, but it's not melting. That's what I've been hearing. I've heard several reports of, you know, the snow and the ice not melting. I even seen somebody being really suspicious and taking some of it, and it was a reel that I saw. Somebody sent some of it into a lab because they want to test the composition of what's in the snow, and rightfully so. Because I'm going to tell you how it is. Now, a lot of people might say, "Oh, you just reaching now," but you know, and maybe so, but maybe not. As soon as a motherfucker said that they was cloud seeding or they could cloud seed, as soon as they said that, I got suspicious. Now, last year in Florida, we got a lot of motherfucking thunderstorms. And we got a lot of shit that just sat where it was. And then the governor of Florida, he passed a law banning cloud seeding. Now, why would you do that if you're not doing that? You know what I'm saying? Why would you do that if you're not doing that? These people are playing fucking God. And we're letting them. Because they got money. They have money. They get bored. When you got a lot of money and nothing to fucking do, you get bored, you start fucking with shit. You know what I'm saying? And right now they're fucking with shit. And these people they got the money to fuck with the world. And so we're all at risk because they're bored with shit. And they want more. They want to conquest more. That's crazy that we all have to be collateral damage for their escapades. Think about that. You know, really, really, really put your mind to that. You know, there's like, you know, right now what's going on is escapades. Make no mistake about it. These motherfuckers trying to get what they trying to get. We went and took these motherfuckers oil. We trying to go up here and get this piece of land, this island up here, you know, for all kind of shit. While we trying to cut Cuba off and all. This is escapades. Okay? These are escapades. And it's that simple. And people need to fucking understand it and start fucking trying to call it out, you know, call out the escapades and then trying to put a stop to this shit. Because like I said, we have become collateral damage.
Now, back to the Deron Harris Podcast. Here's your host, Deron Harris.
Hey, what's up, folks? I'm going to do a few more minutes because I want to go through something really fast. And this is a little important. And go through something really fast, and then I'm gonna wrap it up. But I'm gonna ask you, when you're done listening to the podcast, I'm gonna ask you to think about this last piece, you know, in a little bit of depth, and you make the determination for yourself. So, you know, the question I asked was, are we living in a fascist state? Are we headed for fascism in the United States? You know, are we headed for that? Is that where we're going? And a lot of people, they didn't understand, you know, some people don't understand really what fascism is. Now, I wrote something, and with the help of, you know, a chatbot, you know, and where I help gather my information and format my things. But I was sitting there and I was having a conversation with it about fascism, and I asked it in its own words what fascism, to explain fascism, and so it explained fascism to me. So I have a friend who I don't even know anymore, but. Because we are really on opposite sides of a lot of things, and it's obvious, it's extremely evident, and some of the things are starting to bother me, and there's more than one thing that's bothering me, and one of those things is white people always think black people don't know shit or as much as they do, and he's a white guy, and so he tries to he's quizzing me on what fascism is. So he gives me his little definition of fascism. And I said, I want an explanation of it. I don't necessarily need a definition. I need an explanation. So he's continuously trying to correct me about, you know, what I've done. You know, I've, you know, spent fucking about a week now, a week and a half on doing research into fascism. You know, so he's trying, well, you name this, and why don't you do this, and you should say this. No, he's basically trying to prove that he knows more about fascism than I do. Oh, not only than I do, than Chat GPT. But he doesn't. And when I read my content through, because this is what I'm going to do for my content. When I read it through, he told me that that's not it, and I lost my shit on him. I lost my fucking shit. And the reason why is because he is constantly trying to make it seem like I am less intelligent than he is, when he is not intelligent at all. And that's the truth. And if you're listening to it, I'm talking, you know who the fuck I'm talking to. You know what the fuck I'm talking about. You know, so I politely asked him, I said, you know, after we came to I said, we are going to, and I said to him, we are going to politely disagree. I'm just going to have to politely disagree with you. And he said, see, that's where you don't get it. You don't understand. You know, don't tell me what the fuck I don't understand, especially if you ain't reading. Especially if you ain't reading. Especially if you're not reading. So it not only took me, but another chatbot and the same chatbot and the dictionary to prove to this man that my interpretation of this, or my explanation of fascism, was indeed correct, and he was indeed incorrect. And then he went into this whole rhetoric, you are always right, you gotta be right. But no, it's him that always tries to be right, always tries to make it seem like I don't have anything. And I'm tired of it. So the question is, are we moving towards a fascist state? And in my opinion, I think that we are. And I think that it's something that we need to keep our eyes open. We need to stay woke, folks. Now all of a sudden white folks want to be woke. That's good. We need you to be woke, because the alternative is us not being here. All right? So I think that's going to do it for this week's episode of the Deron Harris Podcast, y'all. This is episode 200, and I really do appreciate you joining me and sticking with me. And I will say that it's going to be another good year. I think it'll be another good 100 episodes, and stick with me. So I want to thank my parents for giving me the mouthpiece and the brain. I want to thank my wife for being my #1 fan. I want to thank my best friend Jesse Yandel for being a lights out producer every single week. I want to thank Gentry Thomas for the platform. And last but not least, I want to thank everybody out there listening to the Deron Harris Podcast. I really, really do appreciate you. So, all right. So until next week, folks, keep your eyes open. All right. Take it easy. Peace.
You've been listening to the Deron Harris Podcast. Subscribe to the show, give a good rating, and everything you need to know is at DeronHarris.com.